Notes for my January 2025 reading of a 2024 autobiography of music artist Cher. Today is Sunday, 12 January 2025. I am Tanis Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle, and I'm going to go through my book and reading notes for my January 2025 reading of an autobiography on music artist Cher. Cher, the Memoir, Part 1 by Cher. This is the November 2024 DEYST HarperCollins First edition hardcover, Tuesday, 19 November 2024 release, ISBN in the video description. I started the book on Monday, 6 January 2025 and finished the book on Sunday, 12 January 2025. It's 413 pages. It took me 5 days of reading, 100 pages Monday, 100 pages Tuesday, 65 pages Wednesday. It took Thursday and Friday off, and then 85 pages Saturday and 63 pages Sunday. This is the public library copy, and I was 15 out of 39 in line when it was released, meaning I got a brand new copy. So I was a first King County Library System patron to read this copy of the book once, and then since I didn't turn it back in between the last reading and this reading, I'm also the first patron of the King County Library System to read this copy of the book twice. This is the Renton Highlands copy of the book. Yeah, so that's a fun one. Book note. So I've done a book notes for a reading, or a notes for I did a reading in December 2024. So for this, and finished it in time. And so here we go. Book notes including construction and design. There's a number of sections with photographs. It's full text pages, maybe 1.25 spacing, medium text. I didn't have significant speed up nor slow down for this reading. There is something I didn't point out last time. For design, she does kind of a blue to pink there, and then kind of on the back cover as well. And she chose a butterfly kind of outline or scribble like a butterfly, and that's also here as well. And so yeah, I was a 1.5 to 2.5, but more around the 1.5 to 2 for minutes per page. There was not speed up nor slow down, or not significant nor either direction. Reading notes. Using one of the variations of the diet, I developed the Tanis diet. Specifically, the Tanis diet with running low volume. I achieved a weight loss of approximately 1 pound for the days I read this book. However, it did require, since I'm reading this book, use it to distract me from food and make an effort to, achieve weight loss on the days I read, which I did do, actually. Cher is part Cherokee Native American. And the Cherokee, and she makes an emphasis towards the front part of this book. So previously I kind of talked, a number of my notes or takeaways were kind of more towards the end, and so I'll do kind of a cultural background that I didn't necessarily focus on so much the previous reading for these reading notes. And so she's part Cherokee Native American, and they are of the southeastern United States of America, and a lot of southern food is made to appeal to the Cherokee. People like to make food and then kind of appeal. And so for some, southern food and the Cherokee Native Americans are synonymous. I am of the Duwamish here in the Seattle area, and then of the Lakota of Minnesota. And our cuisine's quite different. And so it's kind of an interesting thing. Southern food has been sprawling and expanding, and there's a little bit of, as somebody of a member of, or ancestral origins, not I guess a member because anyway, of ancestral origins that are of multiple northern United States of America Native American tribes. Not all Native American tribes get along. So so people are like, oh, we're appealing to the Native Americans by bringing southern food. And I'm like, and the northern states, you are bringing southern food to the Seattle area is synonymous with war. Okay, that's not our food. If you want to appeal to the Native Americans, you appeal to the Native Americans of the land you're on. That's not the Cherokee. That's not southern food. So there's a little bit of, and part of being Native American, it feels like a slap in the face, right? We want to see yet another southern food restaurant, and I'm like, go back to the Cherokee lands, right? That's not our food. That's not respectful whatsoever. That's an attack, right? Us tribes don't all get along. So I'm gonna, for context, the Cherokees were moved by people who invaded the United States of America and then moved them. And so when I was attending Shoreline Community College, which I've brought up recently, or in the past year a number of times on this YouTube channel, I think before that too, back in 2023, possibly. Anyway, point being, one of the classes, history classes I took, we covered the Cherokee removal, and this is my textbook for that history class, and they have a map in here. So it's the Cherokee removal, a brief history with documents, by Theda Perdue and Michael D. Green. This is the 2nd edition. And they have in here a map of where the original territories were. And the Cherokee were in, this is the United States of America state of Georgia. This is Alabama. This is Tennessee. And this is North Carolina. And then they were moved over to kind of the general Oklahoma area. So if any of those states have been in the news, so to speak, that they might be, you know, trying to appeal to the Cherokee. There was also the Creek that were Alabama and Georgia. Not to be confused with the Cree, which were of Canada, a northern tribe. With that, what's more similar. But that is one thing that in reading this, she brought up a lot of like southern food, and I was like, see, my cultural similarity for my tribes are like Korea and China. So the food that I would eat, or that if you would like to appeal to me for my ancestry, my Native American ancestry, that food would be more like Korea and China. But I gotta go and I gotta check, right? Or do it, you know, like, but for personal checking, personal verification. So there's that kind of a thing where it's kind of like, in reading this, it was like, when it comes to Native Americans, assigning one food as representative of all of us is wrong. So it's very much the Cherokee, but not me. Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, Cher, or nor my people. So I am taking time to make that distinction. The Cherokee, there are a lot of Native Americans who kind of invoke the Cherokee for kind of their identity as a Native American, even if they're not Cherokee. So they might like Southern food, even if they're not Cherokee. Or they might invoke the Cherokee are kind of, they have a popularity kind of structure. And so a lot of Native Americans who might not identify with their tribe or don't know enough kind of go with the cultural similarity to the Cherokee. So some people do that. I do not. There's a very popular tribe culturally, as Southern futures kind of thing, and with non-Native Americans, and so a similarity might be like the Maori in New Zealand or the Aboriginals of Australia. It might be a similarity, and yeah. So there we go. So that's kind of food. It did feature more towards the beginning, along with kind of like culture. And yeah, I'm not going to cover a lot of what I covered last time. So I kind of decided to provide context there because not everybody's a Native American, so that might be useful. It might not be, but I tried. Did I have anything? So she's as portrayed in this book, at the least multiple soulmate lady, and I wonder with having children if she knows who the soulmates of her children were, like my parents did. Like I got to meet them when I was born, right? They were present at my birth. For something like this to happen means they know who my soulmates were. Did she know that? Is that a Native American thing or not? I'm Native American on both sides of my family tree. Different tribe on each side. But northern both sides. And so I was like, and so I was reading this, and the biscuits, you know, and Milo goes, Tanis, your Leon, your unborn baby girl Azreen with your Leon, she's gonna be like me. She's gonna be your Ken Miles legacy driver. My unborn baby Azreen. It's like, is that so like when Milo comes through because his house got burned in Los Angeles, I'm like, is that how it worked for her? Is it similar? Like, is it an ethnic thing? How like women figure that out for their offspring, about their offspring? I don't know. Right. So I don't. But but she opens herself up and kind of shares herself, so people may identify or not. But yeah, so I appreciate the book. And we're doing all right in time, so I'm going to go to the conclusion. So marked full book number 3 for me for the 2025 year. The legacy of the persons who got it for the King County Library System is carried on by me reading the book / making this video. So good job, whoever or whomever, if it's a person and or institution, like if the library was like, we want this one, and instead of a person being like, buy this book, please, or maybe it was both. So thank you, people, persons, institutions who did that. Thank you.